Hey guys, what's going on? So I have an interest in creativity, whether it's filmmaking, photography, YouTube, and general small business creativity as well. I've got a lot of respect for artists and people who put themselves out there. It can be extremely challenging. In this video, I'm going to discuss how you can use digital marketing to basically promote yourself or your small business in a creative way. So let's put a bit of context, right? So in the last 8 to 10 years, the landscape has drastically changed for creators as well as for small business owners. So think about, platforms like social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube. A lot of these platforms were in the infancies or they weren't even around. So with globalization, with the development of technology, we've got all these tools at our disposal now that we can use to promote ourselves. So the entries or the barriers to entry for a lot of, small business niches have presented opportunities for creators as well as small businesses alike to be able to do things that previously weren't possible. So that is a positive thing in itself, definitely. However, there are some challenges that come with that because there's more small business owners and creators than ever before, especially online. We have more noise and we can feel it in our everyday lives scrolling through social media. The noise and the competition is infinitely more difficult to sort of penetrate and differentiate yourself. So all the more reason to promote yourself through digital channels using your unique value proposition. So it's important to think firstly what your unique value proposition is. How are you better than your competition? And who better to look to than, leaders in the market? Think of the tech space. Think of Apple, Amazon, Facebook. They all have a unique value proposition. So let's take Apple, for example. When you're buying an Apple product, you're buying the idea of innovation, intuition, things just work. And, they've got beautiful packaging. It's very minimalistic and it appeals to a sense of community and an innovative community at that. So, when you're starting your own small business or if you're creating your own little niche or hobby, or even if you're promoting yourself, think from an angle of what your unique value proposition is, and that will be your best chance at positioning yourself as different or better than your competitors. So generally in small business or creativity, you have to be quicker, better, or cheaper than your competitors. So which one of these are you? Think about this when you're working on your craft. Regardless of whether you use social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it doesn't matter what the channel is. You need to find your unique value proposition, your unique angle at which you present your content, but also treat it as a marathon, right? So if you have great ideas and you work on some quality pieces and it gets engagement and some attention, if it's not sustainable and you don't have some sort of strategy or system that is going to be over time, then you won't succeed, because businesses and mastering your craft takes, decades. It's not built overnight, and becoming good at what you're trying to develop and master takes time. So you need to be treated more like a marathon rather than a sprint. And, a lot of these philosophies that are business related can be applied to our personal lives too. So, having a mindset that is long-term based is always going to be more beneficial and more rewarding over the long run. So having these principles applied, what's the big takeaway from this? The big takeaway is whether you're, a small YouTube creator, filmmaker, photographer, or you're trying to start your own small business or side hustle on the side, you should focus on your unique value proposition, how you're different, and then also treat it as a long-term, mission, right? Like a 10-year plan rather than an overnight thing, and figure out what is going to allow you to be quick, in the micro, in the short term, but have a patient long-term macro mindset, which will serve you, and it will help you double down on whatever your craft is, and become an expert at that. All right, guys, hopefully you got something out of that. I wanted to do a bit of an introduction to digital marketing, but without going straight into sort of, the technical channels, I felt like it'd be more interesting to discuss at least a bit of context into how digital marketing can help.